Alright guys, it's QV Steve here. I'm going to do another review of this Tomahawk 5-gallon 36 volt chemical sprayer. I just got the battery charged up here. I'm going to show you how it works. Now, as you can see, I am sporting some Tomahawk gear today. I'll tell you about that here in just a second. First I have to grab my battery. So this is a 36 volt battery for the system here. I'm going to take you out here and we'll show you what's going on. So I initially did a review on one of these. I picked up on Amazon, and the first one I got turned out to be a return unit, and it had some issues with it. So I was going to investigate it on my own and do an updated review. But the manufacturer, Tomahawk, actually reached out to me, asked me, I shouldn't say they asked me, they apologized for the incident that had happened, and they offered to send me a brand new one along with some swag just to make things right. They weren't expecting an updated review or anything like that. They just wanted to make the situation right, which I think is fantastic customer service for a company. So they did send me a little swag box here. I got me a little tumbler with it. Got a bottle opener. Got some cool stickers. I like that beast one. And then like they sent me smaller stickers too. Little Sasquatch pets. And they even sent me a little card. And not just a generic card, right? Handwritten apology. Like, who does that these days, right? And they don't owe me anything. I'm not a huge star or anything like that. Like, I'm not no big YouTuber or TikTok reviewer. But we'll get back to the matter at hand. So this is the new sprayer. And they tell you to prop it up on here like something waist high, like the tailgate of a pickup truck when you load it. Because when you fill this up, you're carrying about 43 pounds of liquid along with the weight of the pack. And the pack itself is pretty light. I'd say maybe 6 pounds or so. It's very light. But when you fill it up with water, it can be kind of a pain to get it hoisted up and on your back. So if you put it up on something about waist high, makes it a lot easier for you to get into it, and I'll show you how we do that. So I did pre-fill mine up a little bit. I didn't fill it all the way because I've already sprayed my yard here recently when I did the initial review. But because I want to do an updated version, I figured let's go ahead and hit some weeds because dang things already grew back. So first thing you want to do after you've charged your battery, you got your charging slot here, or charging slot, your compartment, and it goes with the prongs facing down, and it'll lock in place, and there's springs back there so when you push the button, it'll spring it forward, makes it easier for you to get it out when it's done. It's got a battery gauge on it, so you can see how much battery life you have on there. It's charged up overnight, so it is full. Now, when you're putting chemicals in here, they're usually in a ratio. Mine was 4 ounces for every gallon. So I just picked one of these up from the little dollar store. Make sure you label it so that you don't use that in your house for anything, because you don't want them chemicals in your baking. Makes food taste horrible. But anyways, so I marked it 16 ounces for 5 gallons. That way I always know if I want to fill this up all the way, I know exactly where I need to be. I put a little over half in there because I was going to do 8 ounces, half of it, but I filled too much, so I put a little more. I filled too much in here, so I just add a little more water. So we're sitting about 3 gallons right now. Now, a couple things I want to show. You'll have to excuse if you see any water leaking, but they have 3 different wands. So this is the first one. It's got a double tip sprayer on it, and I'm going to go through all of them Here, better continue this while I'm at it. So this is your speed dial or the flow dial. Turn it all the way clockwise, counterclockwise, and that turns it off. You turn it on and you adjust to the level that you want it to be for the pressure. Then you're gonna hold this and you're gonna tap that trigger twice. Make sure that thing's not pointing at me. Just make sure we're screwed on tight. Okay. So, screwed on nice and tight. This little white plastic piece is actually so that you can hook it on the edge over here. So when you're not using it, slap it on there, keeps it out of your way. So, because I've got chemicals in there, let's go ahead and turn that. We'll turn it on. Then I'm going to give it 2 clicks. Woo, that's a good spray. Okay, we'll get to more of this in a second. I'm going to leave this off to the side because I want to rotate this pack around and I don't want to break my wand. Alright, so you do got these padded straps. They are very padded. I'd say that's like a 1/2 inch thick padding on here that you use. We're going to loosen that up a bit. I haven't adjusted this one to myself. I got my camera mount hooked up on here so I can take this with me and we can show it in action. This padding on the back is actually really nice. It's one of the things I really loved about the original. It is Velcroed on there, so if you need to take it off, wash it, you can, and put it back on. You do have the chest clips as well as the waist clip that you'll cinch up. So as for the unit itself, you got your battery compartment right here. This is your flow valve coming right off the piston down here. You can turn it all the way to high, or counterclockwise turns it low. You've got an actual gauge over here on the side that tells you just how much water you got. Might be kind of hard to see it. Easier to see in the sun. But you have that available. So it's got 20 right there. And then here's that tab I told you about. These wands will hook right into them. You just drop it straight down on there. That one's a tight fit. But, whoop. Anyways, you got these, each one of the wands has those tabs on them too. So that's nice. You don't have to try and swap them out because these wands are different diameters as well. But this is one I used on my initial review, and it puts out some water like crazy fast. So if you're doing like spraying shrubs or something, this works really great. It's got a huge fan, 2 nozzles, and it creates a huge fan. I will swap out with this one or these other 2 as well, show you how well they work. This, if you want to dump a lot of water quick, this bad boy will do it. And then this one I have not used yet, but it's got an adjustment dial on it right here. You can adjust the fan. I'm assuming, based off of old washer nozzles that I've had, that this is a needle point piston. So the closer you twist it in, the more of a fan spray you're going to get. And then if you release it out more, it's going to turn more into a jet. So we'll try that one out here as well. You do have a drain plug over here that you can undo to drain everything out, because you can dump it out the top, but there's still going to be a little bit of residual. This will help you drain it. Whoop. Let's get a lid on this bad boy. It's getting out of hand. It does come with a screen filter, so you can make sure you don't get contaminants down in there that will jam up your pump. All right, now we got that on. And luckily I didn't get my straps covered in chemicals. We're gonna throw this bad boy on. So Hang with me for just a moment. Woo! All right. Yeah, I'm recording all this with my DJI Osmo Action 4, which is a fantastic camera. All right. So now I've got all my stuff ready to go. I'm going to cinch this down a little more. There we go. Snug as a bug. This thing's already going to shake on you, so you want to get this tightened up as good as you can. And that is going to be a little too far back, so we're going to adjust that. We'll put you right here on my chest. All right. And this has a quick release, but I want to take all the extra ones off of my bike. So we'll do it this way. We'll just swap them out. There we go. All right. So, now that we've got these, you know what? Hang on. Let's get some gloves because I'm going to change out these nozzles and I don't want to get my hands covered in chemical. Okay, we got some cheap gloves. All right, and it is hot as all get out here today. Perfect day to spray some weeds. All right, so now, let's go ahead and test this bad boy out. Woo! And you want to make sure you don't get this around any animals, pets you have. You see, I got my kitties underneath the truck, so we're going to avoid that area. Man, that is some power. This is the area I sprayed last week. Some stuff still managed to live, so we're going to go ahead and kill that. Let's see if we can demonstrate the power adjustment. So that's the lightest spray right there. That's a pretty good difference. All right. You know what? Oh, here. Check this out. We'll get this. All these weeds. Don't worry about that tree. It's dead. Or will be dead. All right, let's change out these nozzles. Let's see what these other nozzles will do. Oh. One of the things I did want to mention, they give you in the manual, they give you parts diagram in your parts. So if you ever need to order replacement parts, like new nozzles, new seals, anything like that, they literally give you all the part numbers for every piece, so you can order them. All right, let's do this one because I've done this one before. I know what it's going to do, and I want to save that other one for last because that one's going to be a learning experience for all of us. Okay, so I've gotten that one tightened down on there. Let's see where this one takes us. Now I'm going to turn this back to low. I'm going to spray over here just because we've already hit it. There we go. So that's low. Nope, I didn't get that on there tight enough. It's leaking from the nozzle. So that thing's got some power to it. All right, let's go test this other one out. I really want to know what this other one does. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna grab a wrench and just make sure I just snug that up a little bit. Actually, they gave me a wrench. I don't know why I didn't grab the wrench and use it. Okay. So they give you a little tool kit right here. They give you the wrench. They even give you, you can see them, 2 O-rings in there and a screwdriver. So they give you all that stuff with it. And also, if you have any trouble, contact them before you return it. As you can see, I didn't even contact them, and they did their best to reach out and see what they can do to resolve the matter. All right, so let's see how this works. It's kind of a weird pivot there. Whoop. That one is not on there tight. There we go. Okay. Oop. I don't know how I got that bad boy to go automatic, but that was nice. Okay, let's see how. I really shouldn't do this, but I mean, my yard's not looking the best, but we're gonna see how far this bad boy will shoot. Holy cow. That's a good 20 feet or so. All right. We're gonna go over here. Look at this, man. I just did this the other day, like 2 weeks ago. And these weeds up here just grow like wildfire. So we're gonna tag them up. Now this nozzle I see being really good for shooting up into the trees and stuff like that. Like if you're using maybe a feed or something like that. I don't know, maybe you want to kill a tall tree. You can use it for that. As you see, I actually really like this nozzle. I love that conical shape it gives. As you can see, I've already done this once before. All right. I'm really loving this nozzle. That's really cool. We'll wander over here. I got some weeds growing like wildfire. Now you want to make sure you don't have any animals near here when you spray. Sometimes some of our cats will get in here. So just be careful. What's going on here? There we go. Let's see, this is a tree shrub I don't really want. I'm gonna tag that bad boy up. All right. Hit this up. Luna! Inside. My friends, I believe we are out of water. All right. Holy shit. Well, we are going to eliminate that out, man. Good God, you see all them ants? That's nuts. Yep. Sure enough, went through the whole tank. So that was 2.5 gallons, and I got my front yard done. But if I'm going to do the backyard, I definitely need to do a lot more. But overall, I really love this thing. I would definitely recommend it. Tomahawk, you made an outstanding product here. And the fact that it's so dang quiet because it's not gas powered, I love it. If you guys want to see this thing in action with something else, let me know. I'll try to do my best I can to demonstrate it, but this is a win. Tomahawk made a dang good product. This one's not having any of the issues my first one did. My first one, it was missing a O-ring. Like I said, it was a return unit. And it was having power issues where it would intermittently turn off. So this one hasn't done that. It's fantastic. I mean, the only time it did is when it ran out of water, and then it just stopped. And that's preserving the pump. So good deal, man. I love this. Tomahawk, you did a great job. Thank you for the swag. Swag also looks nice. I appreciate it. But I would definitely recommend this. If you guys are looking for a nice backpack sprayer, chemical sprayer, this is awesome. 5 gallons is going to get you a long way. it'll cover quite a bit in area. And it's really comfortable to wear. I love wearing it. Like, you feel the weight, but that's it. Okay, my friends, in the interest of full transparency, because I told you, I'm not biased, and I can't be bought. While flushing this out, I loaded water in there, went to start flushing it. This thing's going to kick off. Just listen for it, okay? It might have disconnected. Yeah. My battery is disconnecting while it's running. Watch. Just the latch on the bottom is not holding in there like it should be. And I thought, well, maybe if I butt this up all the way, maybe I just didn't have it locked right. Nope, just popped again on me. So I got to thinking, and I know what it is. It's causing so much vibration that battery is lifting up just enough. See, it's getting just enough upward lift that it's coming off the latch. So what I'm wondering, if there's something I can't put in there, wedge in there to keep that from bouncing, or, you know, poor man's fix. See if we can't just pack this lid so it can't push itself forward. Just gonna take one of these red terry cloth towels. Let's see if that'll hold it right there. If that's the solution, they can just put a little foam pad in there that'll help keep it pushed back. That was me. Might have a solution there. So this is just a simple design issue. They probably didn't realize how much vibration this bad boy is putting out, but it was enough. Like I said, I went around, did the whole yard, burned this through. But sitting on top of here, I guess it's catching more of the vibrations. Like when it was on me, my back, my body was supporting the vibrations, so it probably didn't hurt as much. But once I put it on this solid foundation, that's when it was kicking up on me. So I was trying to just bleed the system out and get all the chemicals out of it. And that's when I noticed it was popping. And I'm wondering if that isn't the issue that might have been happening with the first one, because it was going out intermittently. It's a lot of spray. Look how quickly we're going through that, though. All right, so that might be just a simple fix right there. Is we're just gonna need to keep a little terry cloth in there, just to keep that battery from popping out if it gets bounced around a little bit. You know, I'm also on flat ground. If you're walking on bumpy terrain, that might dislodge it too. But definitely, and we're almost out. All right, we'll call that good. We flushed enough through the hose line here. That's definitely just water now. And then the last part is this. I'm gonna open that up and let it drain. Let me put this on here all proper like. There we go. Let's lift that up. I don't want it in the way. I'm gonna show you what I'm doing. Okay. So, see if we can get this tripod where we want it. Okay. You know what, I'm gonna do this with my other hand because it's still got a glove on it. You can just tip that over. Run what's left of the water out of it. There we go. Now I'm going to move this inside. I'm going to keep the lid open so that it dries out on the inside. I'm going to wipe out the inside as well. But that's how you store it if you're going to store it. I think they say in the manual, if you're going to go more than 2 months without using it, you want to dry it out completely. If you're going to use this again next week, just flush it out so that you don't get any chemical corrosion in your lines, because you know these small little fin lines, they will clog up pretty quick on you. Anyone who's got a sprayer will know that. But yeah, so Tomahawk, if you guys are watching this, I hope you do. But if you're watching this, just one little issue I found. It's this battery compartment here. Maybe like one of those, a black piece of that soft foam you guys can put in there just to help keep this butted up in case it pops up. What it was doing is it was getting enough vibration, just enough to lift this up. And you see that? Like I didn't even have to hit my tab. So maybe look at a little pad here just to keep it pushed in. If it does pop up, it'll still stay running. Yeah, used half the tank, half the battery for all that stuff I was doing. Pretty good. But overall, I really like it. I don't know if that latch, if that can get raised up a little higher to help block that issue. That might be an option too, just to raise this lip a little, or to make it so that it can't pop up. You can maybe lower the roof clearance just a little bit. But honestly, for me, this little terry cloth, that's going to be good enough for me. Just put it in there like that. That'll keep it snugged up in there. It can't come out. Not enough for me to want to return the thing, especially with such a simple fix like that. You put this little thing in, you get like a freaking 10-pack or 20-pack of these things for Harbor Freight for $5. They're super cheap. So yeah, just a small little cloth or some foam you can put in there. I may even see if I can't find some foam and glue it up in there. But I love it. But for anybody else who, I don't know, maybe buys one and has that issue come up where it goes dead on you, that's probably what's happening, is it's popping up. And a simple little fix, like less than $1 fix, can resolve that for you. I'm going to take this battery out because it needs to be recharged again. But overall, yeah, it's an issue. Is it an issue I can live with? Definitely. Look at me, I'm sweating like a dog. But I'm gonna slap this battery back on the charger here. Yeah, possibly. There we go. Oh, did I get it locked in all the way? I believe I did. Yep, there we go. All right, so does it have a flaw? Yeah. Is it a deal breaker flaw for me? No. If I wasn't able to get that fixed quick and cheap, I'd say yeah, deal breaker. Because you don't want that thing going out on you and you have to constantly take the pack off and get it fixed again. But to throw a little rag in the back battery compartment let that thing run. Problem solved. Honestly, didn't cost me anything because I had the shop towel hanging around. I'm not going to say that's a big issue. I think moving forward for their further production, they should definitely address the issue. And I've given some solutions in this video, things they can do. They can add just a little foam backing on there just to keep the battery from pushing backwards, because it is spring loaded, so that spring is going to try and push that battery out, and it'll push it just far enough to disconnect the terminals from the battery. They may be able to raise the lip that it latches onto, that the release latches onto, or they may be able to lower the top, the ceiling height of it. Now, it is a battery, and they're going to expel some heat, so raising or lowering the roof area may not be a feasible option, because you don't want them batteries to get hot inside there. So that may not be a feasible solution, but I don't see a foam pad being on the back side of that lid being an issue. You're still going to have some free flow around the whole battery compartment for air to move around if needed. So I still stand behind it. I think it's a great product. The first one, honestly, the reason I said I was going to investigate it was because I liked it so much that if I could fix those flaws, I would have been fine with it. And I'm going to keep looking back into that one and see what's going on with it. But the way Tomahawk handled their customer service on this, like I said, I didn't even reach out to them. I just did my review. I posted it on Amazon and I posted it on YouTube. I posted just a short clip showing it running on Amazon, so you can see the power. It's a great tool. And then I posted a longer length video where I started having some of the issues with it on YouTube. And they reached out to me. They found my contact information. I believe they found it on my YouTube channel. They found my contact information, sent me an email, and apologized and asked me if I could send them my address so they can send me a brand new one. And I thought that was fantastic. And then they, on top of it, they wanted to throw me some swag too, which was really cool. They shipped it quick. It arrived, I think, in like 3 days from the time they shipped it. And this one is working fantastic. We did discover that little flaw with the battery in the battery compartment, but it's a quick fix. So I say that's awesome, Tomahawk. Great product. One little design adjustment, and you'll have a perfect 5-star product for everyone else to try and love. But I do appreciate them reaching out to me, trying to make it right. Even if they didn't send a swag, even if they didn't send me a new one, if they would have just gone into trying to troubleshoot it to figure out what those issues were, like if we started communication back and forth, I'd have been happy with that. That would have been well more than enough. But they went above and beyond, in my opinion. And that's rare to find in a company these days, especially, I think they're probably a medium to big size company. That's amazing. You don't get that anymore. And that alone, the way that they handled that with customer service made me want to do another review. And I was like, you know what? Even if this one is worse, even if this one breaks down, if it's a crappy product, they still deserve accommodation for their customer service, because you don't find that anywhere else these days. If you guys want one, I'll put a link down below. You can pick it up on Amazon. It's fantastic. Like I said, the only issue I found a solution for it here at the end of the video. So if you like it, go ahead and pick yourself up one. If I see anything else from Tomahawk, I'll be glad to check it out and try and review it, because they've sold me on their business right now. So I'm pretty happy with them. I'm definitely going to be looking out for their products in the future. If I can find a Tomahawk version or whatever it is I'm looking for, I'll probably get it and just test it out, see how it works. Because I'm impressed with this. I love it. And I do have, like, I have the Ryobi, it's not a backpack sprayer, but it's got like a satchel because it's like 2 gallon. And that one sprays okay, but I've had to replace the wand because it got gunked up. I didn't clear it properly. But it don't have the power this one has. Like, I can't push out near as much fluid as this one. So I'm really happy about this. And when we buy our house with more farmland, this thing's going to be a godsend because you need that power to flood as much of the weeds as you can. But I'll end it here. If you guys want one, like I said, I'll leave the links for all the stuff I use down below. You can go pick yourself up one. I don't think you're going to regret it.